Welcome back to my channel today. We explore the value of specific coins, the top 4 most valuable U.S. Lincoln Wheat penny coins, value in today's market. So let's get started. First up, the 1958 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark. Even if it's in dirty or circulated condition, this coin can still attract interest in today's market. But how valuable is it really? The 1958 Lincoln Wheat penny was the last year of the wheat reverse design before the U.S. Mint transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. This coin was minted in Philadelphia, which is why it does not carry a mint mark. In total, over 252 million of these coins were produced in 1958, so they're not considered rare by mintage numbers alone. However, collectors may still seek them out, especially if they are in better condition or have unique characteristics. If your 1958 wheat penny is in dirty or circulated condition, the value is generally modest. In average circulated condition, such a coin typically sells for around 5 to 15 cents. If it is extremely worn or heavily soiled, the value may drop closer to face value. However, if the coin has interesting errors, such as a doubled die or misstrike, the value can increase significantly, sometimes reaching into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These errors are rare, so any unusual features should be evaluated by a professional. To sum it up, a standard 1958 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark and in dirty or circulated condition is usually worth less than $1. But if you come across one in uncirculated or mint condition, or with a rare error, it might be worth checking with a coin dealer for a proper evaluation. Next up, the 1954 Lincoln Wheat penny with the D mint mark, which was produced at the Denver Mint. This coin is part of the famous Lincoln Wheat penny series, which was minted from 1909 to 1958, and remains one of the most beloved series among collectors in the United States. The 1954 D Lincoln Wheat penny is made primarily of copper with a small amount of tin and zinc and features the classic wheat reverse design created by Victor David Brenner. This design was introduced to honor the centennial of President Abraham Lincoln's birth and was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person from American history. The obverse shows the profile of Abraham Lincoln with the words, "In God we trust," above his head, and the date 1954 to the right, with the D mint mark just below the date indicating it was struck in Denver. Now let's talk about what makes the 1954 D wheat penny valuable and how much it is worth in today's market. The value of any coin is influenced by its condition, rarity demand, and historical significance. When we refer to the fine condition, we are talking about a coin that shows moderate wear on the high points of the design but retains enough detail to be clearly identifiable. It is not as sharp or detailed as higher grades, like extremely fine or uncirculated, but it still holds collectible value, especially for those filling in their Lincoln penny albums. As of today in the current numismatic market, a 1954 D Lincoln Wheat penny in fine condition typically has a value of around 10 to 25 cents. This may not seem like a lot, but it is significantly higher than its original face value, and higher than most common modern pennies in circulation. The value can fluctuate depending on the market demand and the exact condition of the coin, but most average fine condition examples fall within this range. For collectors just starting out, or those who appreciate the historical and artistic aspects of coins, the 1954 D penny can be a great and affordable addition to their collection. It also represents an important era in U.S. coinage and is a reminder of the craftsmanship and detail that went into producing coins during the mid-20th century. If you come across one of these pennies in your change or in a coin jar at home, it is definitely worth taking a closer look at. It may not make you rich, but it holds a unique place in American numismatic history and could spark a lifelong interest in coin collecting. Next up, the 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Without a mint mark, and even in dirty circulated condition, it might be worth more than just 1 cent. The 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny is part of the beloved Wheat Cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. These coins feature the classic design of President Abraham Lincoln on the front and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse. The wheat ears are what give the coin its nickname, Wheat Penny. The 1956 penny is one of the last in this series, making it a little more sought after by collectors, especially those looking to complete a set. Now let's talk about the no mint mark detail. If your 1956 penny has no mint mark under the date, that means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 420 million of these coins in 1956, making it quite common at the time. However, as the years have passed, many of these coins have been damaged, lost, or simply worn down from circulation. So finding one today in decent shape is not as easy as it might seem. You might be wondering how much a 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark in dirty or heavily circulated condition is worth right now in the current market. While the value of a worn or dirty example won't be high, it is still above face value. A typical dirty circulated 1956 penny with no mint mark might sell for around 5 to 15 cents, depending on the coin's overall condition and the interest from buyers. Some people may pay a bit more if the coin has certain interesting features like unusual toning or a strong strike despite the wear. But there's always a possibility of finding something more valuable within that same date. If your 1956 penny has any type of mint error like a double die misstrike or off-center strike, even in poor condition, it could be worth significantly more. For example, some double die examples have sold for several dollars, even with wear. So if you suspect anything unusual about your coin, it's always a good idea to have it examined by a coin expert or dealer who can verify its details. So to summarize, even a dirty 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark is worth keeping, because its value in today's market is more than just 1 cent. While it's not a rare coin in general condition, those in higher grades or with errors can bring in much higher prices. Always check your change and keep an eye out for those little treasures hiding in plain sight. Next up, the 1951 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny. Specifically, we're looking at the version of this coin that features a black color shade, which can sometimes indicate environmental toning, special metal reactions, or unique storage conditions that have given the coin its dark appearance. This coin has gained attention from collectors due to its age, mint mark design, and potential for high value if preserved. Well, now let's talk a bit about the basics. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series ran from 1909 to 1958 and is among the most collected coins in the world. The wheat ears on the reverse and the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse are iconic symbols of American coinage. In 1951, the Denver Mint produced over 625 million of these pennies, making it a common year in terms of mintage. However, the value of the coin dramatically changes based on condition, luster, mint errors, and yes, even its color. Collectors sometimes come across Lincoln Wheat pennies in a black color shade. This black tone can be caused by oxidation exposure to chemicals, long-term storage in non-archival holders, or high-sulfur environments. While this coloration is usually considered a sign of environmental damage, in some rare cases, the eye appeal and unique tone actually increase collector interest, especially if the surfaces remain strong and the details are still sharply defined.